this is Dave with NTI Online, and today we're going to go over setting the fan speeds for your GF150. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up the manual. This is page 29 from the manual that I'm using, and we have a chart here that shows you the approximate heat output along with the fan speed and the water temperatures you selected. Now the water temperatures are selected on the boiler side using this control here. What we're going to talk about today is how you set the speed of the fan while you're doing that. So on page 30 here and page 31, we have two charts, and what these are showing you is your maximum fan speed along the top and then your minimum fan speed along the bottom. What this allows you to do is set a high and a low fan speed, and the best way to view this chart is to actually take these and hold them side by side. And what you'll notice when I hold those side by side is you can see that we've got 500, 600, 700, 800, all the way up to 1200, which is the maximum fan speed. And then down this column here, we've got all of our minimum fan speeds. So I'm going to pick one at random today. So we're going to say we want 1000 CFM on the maximum airflow. And then on the minimum, we're going to say 350. So what I want to do is make my S6 and S5 dip switches adjusted to the configuration shown here. Now we're just going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you the S5 and S6 dip switches. S5 is this top left-hand bank of dip switches. S6 is the top right-hand bank of dip switches. And these are the ones that you use for central heating, these top two ones here. So I had selected 1000 and 350. So what I need to do is I'm going to use a small screwdriver. We're going to flip 1 and 2 over there. We're going to go over to the S5 bank, and we need to flip just one of them over, and it's the very bottom one here. So by doing that, I've set the central heating to do a maximum of 1000 CFM and a minimum of 350. If you wanted different numbers, you would select the appropriate configuration from the table and just flip the dip switches. Always do that with the power off and then turn the boiler back on. Now that we've set our heating, we're going to use these bottom banks of dip switches. So this is S3 and S4, and we're going to use those to set the cooling fan speeds. So you're going to want to find this table in your book. This for me is on page 33. Your book might be a little bit different. And we're going to look along this table here, and basically if we're doing 3 tons, which I expect most people will be, I'm going to go over to the 3 ton and I'm going to make the S3 bank of switches look like the picture. So I need to do numbers 1 and 2 and click those over to the right. Now I've set that for 3 tons or 1200 CFM. In addition to just setting the maximum, I can also do plus or minus some percentage, and the reason you would use this is for areas that are more humid or less humid. So if you're in an area with very low humidity, you might want to add 7.5% so you get a bit more airflow, and in areas with high humidity you may want to actually subtract some blower speed, and what that's going to do is give you a bit more dehumidification. Normally you're going to leave it in the normal mode, but for this example, I'm going to say I want to go minus 7.5%, so I want a bit more dehumidification. So I'm going to find the bank S4, and it's the bottom 2 switches here, and I'm going to flip, so this would be S4 number 3, I'm going to flip it over to the right. So there's S4 right here, 1, 2, 3 from the top, and we're going to flip that over to the right. And what that does is tells the controller to subtract 7.5% from the fan speed, so I get a little extra dehumidification. Now the next setting we want to look at is our ventilation, or our G call. So we want to set the ventilation. Now the ventilation call is always a percentage of whatever we set Y2 for. So I just set Y2 to 3 tons, which is going to be 1200 CFM. Let's assume I want 38% of that as my ventilation call. So I'm going to find bank S3, and it's the bottom 2 switches. And I need to flip one over like that. And now what I've done is told the GF that I would like 38% of the Y2 demand, so 38% of 1200, and that's going to give me my ventilation call. All of your fan speed settings for heating and cooling are done on these 2 banks of switches. Heating is the top 2, cooling is the bottom 2. Hopefully that helps you when you go to set up your new GF150. As always, if you have any questions, give us a call at tech support 800-688-2575. Thanks for watching the video today. If you'd like to check out more videos, see the link below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for all the future updates. And also check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram.